All right, what's up, guys? We got our results in from the Mr. Olympia last night, and I gotta say, man, it was a crazy Olympia. Some very unexpected things happened last night. Some very unexpected things. I'm gonna go through them right now. I wanted to get on here as early as possible and make this video because there were some crazy things last night. The placings were kind of crazy. Got my tea, of course. Oh. All right, so let's go through some of this. Let's start off with Derek Lunsford. Derek Lunsford is now a two-time Men's Open Olympia champion. Where is he at here? I mean, just check out this physique. I mean, man, he brought it. He brought everything. He brought absolutely everything. Tiny waist, huge legs. He brought everything. Most muscular. Look at those legs. Look at that. Those are crazy legs, man. Crazy. From top to bottom, to me, he's crazy. I think he fully deserved the win. I am seeing a lot of talks on social media how Derek has like the worst biceps in the Olympia. And that's kind of a crazy statement to make. I can kind of see the point because I think it's just his arm genetics are not as amazing. I mean, look at the striated glutes. Completely striated. The back. Look at that back. It's crazy. He definitely has the best back in bodybuilding right now. In my opinion, that is wild. That back right there. How wide his lats are. I mean, they're just hanging off the bone at this point from edge to edge. Those are crazy. Now, let's get into an upright pose, like a front double, where he shows off his biceps. And I'll zoom in on him. All right, so people have cropped the picture right here of this arm and said that how can this arm be on the Mr. Olympia, which is supposed to be the greatest bodybuilder of the year or at the moment. And I kind of see what you're saying. As you zoom in on it, it does look worse. But looking from right here, I think he fully deserved to be Mr. Olympia. Looking at it from this angle right here, I think he fully deserved it, and he was the rightful first place for Mr. Olympia. Because, I mean, from head to toe, this guy, he is peeled, he is in shape, he is full, he has absolutely everything. And I know I said in my last video I'm not a fan of Derek, and I'm not, but I mean, I'm all in for fair competition, and he came in this Olympia and fucking won it. I have no problem with that. I don't disagree at all. Now, the other one that really got me was Samson came in at 4th place, which is crazy because he's the previous Olympia. But I told y'all his legs just were not with him this year. He said that the judges have always told him, hey, get leaner, get leaner, get leaner, get leaner. That they just want him to be leaner and bigger. And last year's Olympia, I told you he was not nearly as lean, but he was full. Like, he was a lot more full, and his muscles were more full, and he just looked way better. I'm not a huge fan of the way he come in this year because Samson is taller. He's like 5'11". He's the second tallest on the stage next to Andrew Jack. I think Andrew Jack is 6 foot or 6'1". I don't think he's taller than 6'1", but he is taller than Samson. So with that being said, Samson's upper body is really good, proportionate. Everything on his upper body is really good. But in my opinion, his legs they shrunk with him cutting down so much to get to the stage-ready, lean look that the judges wanted. His legs shrunk in order to get there. And his back, in my opinion, his back didn't necessarily look amazing either. I'll go to a... Now, he's aesthetic as hell. He's a beautiful physique. From head to toe, absolutely beautiful. But when you look at the amount of muscle on a frame and the proportions, I do think that Derek beat him fair and square. Where's a front double on him? Don't I have a front double? Right there. So, yeah, just... I don't know, man. I think Sampson's a beautiful bodybuilder. I definitely think what he needs to do next year is he needs to take the whole year off. Well, I don't know if he can do that because I think only the top 3. No. He's a previous Olympia, so he qualifies. He's a previous Olympian, so he qualifies every year. But I think he needs to take the whole year off. Don't compete at the Arnold. Don't do nothing. I think he needs to take it all off. I think he needs to take a huge off season and get as big as he's ever been and not cut down quite as much and bring in huge full legs, huge full back. And I think if he does that and he poses right, controls his stomach, everything, I think he could come next year. And I think he could come next year and win for sure. But this year he came in a little too lanky. He was a little too lean, a little too shrunk down. And, he went from Mr. Olympia to 4th place because of it, which is crazy because when Derek won Olympia 3 years ago, last year when Sampson won, Derek only went to 3. And now Sampson has went from Mr. Olympia to 4. So I definitely think he needs to bulk back up. Now, the next surprising thing was Andrew Jacked. Andrew Jacked came in 3rd place, guys. What the fuck? Look at Andrew Jacked. I mean, this is maybe a little bit more lean with bigger legs, and we're looking at possibly a Mr. Olympia right here. I don't know how old he is off the top of my head, but that upper body is just insane. If he can bring those legs up just a little bit and get maybe just a little bit more crisp, I mean, we're looking at a Mr. Olympia right there, and he's the biggest person on stage. He's the tallest up there. I mean, look at that fucking shoulder arm. Look at that. Shit is crazy. And he's got a good back, good glutes. Could just use legs all the way around, hamstrings, quads, good glutes. And, he could be more lean because there's not a whole lot of striation there, just a little bit, so he could be a little bit more lean. But, man, good back shot. Good back, arms, shoulders, everything up there is on point. So, I think he brings those legs up a little bit, man, and he comes in just a little bit more peeled. I think we could have a second or first place Andrew Jacked, which I think would blow everyone's mind because he's always been lower in the placings. And then Martin came 5th, which I'm kind of surprised that Martin came 5th because, I somewhat thought that he could beat Andrew Jacked. I thought that he was going to come ahead of Andrew just because, man, Martin has a beautiful physique. The only reason I can see that Martin didn't beat Andrew and didn't place any higher either way is because he doesn't have quite as much muscle on his frame yet. Like, he needs to take a couple years and get bigger. Look at this shit. What the fuck is this? Striations in the glutes, the hamstrings are crazy. Quad sweep from the side back angle. The thickness of the back, the arm. Man, Martin's got it all, man. That is a... Yeah, this physique by Martin is crazy. I'm surprised Martin didn't place any higher. Look at that. From head to toe, this guy is peeled and just dense as fuck. Man. And I don't think there's a smaller waist on stage than Martin, which is crazy. Martin is so aesthetic. Let me get a front double. Where's our front double pulled up? Hits that crab. Look at that. That crab, most muscular. Look at that. Striations everywhere. Feathered quads. Look at that. Man, Martin. Where's a front double of Martin at? I gotta find a front double of Martin somewhere. Or in the lineup. I'll show you in the lineup. Martin, man, Martin is just beautiful in the lineup. Man, Martin is looking crazy right there. See, Martin is not as muscular as Nick, but Nick is just so blocky, man. He just looks like a brick on stage. I don't think that's what a Mr. Olympia should look like. He shouldn't look like a brick. He should be very aesthetic, which is Martin. Man, I think Martin looks amazing right there. Look at that. He just needs more size to catch up to the size of Nick. But size isn't everything because Martin placed higher than Nick in the Olympia. Nick did not do that well at all. We'll get to that in a minute. But I want to see a front double of, look at that. Who has a smaller fucking, where's it at? I have another one. I thought I did. Who has a smaller waist than Martin Fitzwater? Holy shit. He looks like a fucking classic competitor. Look at that. Even next to Derek, and Derek has a small waist. Look at that. His waist is just microscopic, which is crazy aesthetic for him. But yeah, Martin, man, I expect a lot out of him the next couple of years. A lot. And if he can hit it just right, I definitely expect a Mr. Olympia out of Martin because Martin is still very young. So I expect a Mr. Olympia one day out of him. Hadi Chupin placed second. Man, Hadi is just, like I said, I thought Derek was going to place higher than Hadi just because I think Derek has everything Hadi has and then more quads. So it just made perfect sense. There were some people out there saying that the only reason Hadi didn't win was because the U.S. is having issues with Iran and they don't, just out of petty bullshit, I guess. But I don't personally think so. I personally like Derek's physique better than Hadi's. I know Hadi is getting up there in age, so he's got to be like max that frame out. Like he's got to be. That's all he can do with that. It's not going to get any better than what we've already seen. So I do think that second is the highest we'll see Hadi again. I don't know if Hadi plans on continuing to hit Olympias. I don't know. But I just can't see him beating Derek when Derek is on. Because Derek's back shot blows this out of the water for me personally. Still a crazy back shot. Still beat Samson and still beat Andrew. So, I mean, he's a smaller guy. He's more dense. He's packed. But I can never see this personally beating Derek if Derek comes in completely on. But Hadi came second. Got a big check. So I don't know what he plans to do from here on out. But I can't see him getting higher than he's already. I don't see him getting higher than second. Especially with him getting up in age. So what else we got up here? This was the final lineup last night, the top four. Look at fucking Andrew jacked, man. That is one big dude. That is just a huge guy. Look at him next to Hadi. Makes Hadi look small. And his proportions are still really good. Just more leg and a little bit more chisel. And, man, he's a fucking Mr. Olympia. And this is the only thing that gets me. If you look at these two, and this is the second night, Samson did look better at finals. He did look better at finals than he did on prejudge, but still, I just think Derek's legs are winning it for him. Legs and his back are just that much better than Samson's. That is what it came down to. I mean, look at the lats on Derek. Those lats are bananas. Lats and legs. His legs look bigger than Samson's. I mean, that is crazy. And I can't see Hadi ever beating Derek right there. Look at Derek. Look at Derek's X-frame versus Hadi's. Smaller waist, bigger quads, wider lats. I mean, I can't see Hadi ever beating Derek again. So, but look at the side chest. Look at the side leg on Derek. My God. just striations everywhere. So I think Samson needs to come in just a little bit thicker again, and I think he'll do better. More legs. Because look at the back on that. Look at the lats hanging off of Derek Lunsford. What the fuck is that? With the striations in the lower back, the glutes, the hams. I think that's Mr. Olympia all day. I really do. The back lat. Look at how wide that thing is. That thing stretches from Hottie to Samson right there. Shit. So fuck what people are talking shit about Derek Lunsford. I think he did what he had to do to win, and I think if he comes in like that every year, these guys are going to have to do a lot better to beat him, because I think we just seen the best Derek ever, and he is a force to be reckoned with. And I don't even like him. That's just me telling you the truth. I like Samson. I was disappointed. I mean, I'm happy that he did do exactly what the judges asked. He came in leaner. He did what they asked. He came in leaner. But with that lean physique, you're sacrificing the fullness of your body parts here. So he did sacrifice his legs and back in order to make that, and I don't think it worked out for him. Especially with Andrew coming in as good as he did. Good Lord. So can't argue with that. You know, wow, look at that. Samson and, man, check that out. That is a wild side-by-side, especially knowing how big Samson is, and Andrew Jackson is taller than him and looks like he has a way longer wingspan. That's crazy. So, overall, man, great Olympia. Derek Lunsford comes out on top, and that is that. Now, I guess I can run over real quick the classic, man. Ramon come out and beat Mike Summerfield, and look at Ramon. I like Ramon better with the beard personally, but Ramon come out there, and apparently he beat Mike by 1 point. Like, it was a 1-point separation between him and Mike, which I am kind of surprised. I really thought Mike was going to win. I mean, Mike looks like a little mini bodybuilder up there. He really does. He looks like just a little mini bodybuilder. I know Ramon is taller than him, but, man, Ramon come out there and look good. Look at that. Look at that. He looks like he's on it. He just looked on it, you know. Chris Bumstead, he's gone, so this is his chance. Just top to bottom, just peeled on Ramon. Look at that. I'm glad he finally got that dream come true, because he does deserve it. He's been putting in the work for a really long time. He coming second to Chris, and then falling off last year and being like third or fourth. I think he was third or fourth last year. So in order to, in a way, to come back like this is amazing for him. Beautiful physique. He just brought it, man. He really did. And he pushed Mike. Him and Mike pushed each other. But, man, what a physique. Good for him. And then we got Mike. See, Mike just looks like a little mini bodybuilder. Which, you know, like I said, I'm still kind of surprised that Ramon beat Mike, just because Mike is super, super, super aesthetic. And it makes him look more like aesthetic bodybuilder because he's shorter and got a real narrow waist and big quads. So I am kind of surprised that they gave it to Ramon, but I am not upset because, man, I'm so happy for Ramon. I love Ramon. I'm glad that Ramon won. I know Mike is going to come back next year better, and they're probably going to have another showdown between them two. Now, what's the guy's name? Terrence Ruffin, the black guy. Good Lord, look at Terrence Ruffin. Fucking A, I think he was third. This guy here he's going to hit both of them next year. I mean, I don't follow this guy. I have not kept up with him, but damn. Talk about a classic physique. This guy just came out, and I am almost for certain he made third place. But what a physique and posing on this guy. So I think he'll definitely be one to push Mike and Ramon next year for sure. And they better watch out because, man, these aesthetics here are amazing. Look at that quad right there. Look at that quad sweep on the right. Good Lord. Very interesting. This has got me kind of interested in Classic right now. I wasn't too interested in Classic when Chris was winning because you knew Chris was going to win. But this has got me a little bit interested in Classic. So that is pretty crazy. But yeah, we're going to go back to my face now. Well, it was a very good Olympia, guys. That was my opinion. I didn't really spend much time looking at Nick Walker because he placed lower, and Nick just came out there looking blocky. I guess I can pull it up. Let me pull up Nick real quick. I wasn't happy with Nick's look, man. I don't think he brought what everyone was expecting him to bring. I mean, look at this right here. Just, I don't know. He looks like a brick. He just looks like a cinder block, man. I don't really like that. His legs are kind of short and stubby looking. Doesn't have nearly the quad sweep as the other guys. Waist is really wide. I guess he thought he was going to come in and win off just pure muscle, when it's not just purely a muscle competition. Obviously, because Martin Fitzwater beat him. He just beat Martin at the Pittsburgh. He just beat Martin at the Pittsburgh, but Martin is just so athletic and so muscular that I think the times of Nick beating Martin are over. I really do. I like Martin. I think he brings in a crazy physique, especially for how young he is. And Nick is a fierce competitor. His back shot right here is really good. He's got the arms, the shoulders, the back, the glutes, the hams. I think from the back, Nick is on point. But he just doesn't have an aesthetically muscular physique that's going to compete with those other guys. And I haven't looked at all the placings. I haven't looked at absolutely all the placings, like the whole top 10. I don't know exactly where Nick placed, but he was out of the top 5, man. Could he have been 6? He could have been 6 or 7. I mean, he was out of the top 5, and he was talking about winning. But this blocky physique is just not going to get it done, man. Let me go back to one of the things I looked at from the other day. Even right here, next to Good Vito, I think Good Vito looks better than Nick. Just because Nick is so blocky, man. And I think Vito's got better legs than Nick. Like, Nick might have more muscle, but Good Vito is more aesthetically pleasing. I got to look at all the placings. I need to look that up and see what all the placings are, because I wasn't happy with Nick, man. Just wasn't happy with that look. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do with that. I don't think Nick is going to place any higher than he is already, because everyone above Nick is just so aesthetic that they make him look like a block, like a brick, just a brick standing up there. And I don't think that's what we want as Mr. Olympia, is the brick. I mean, it is a muscle competition. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a muscle competition, but you still have to be pretty looking. It has to still be a pretty physique, aesthetic, small waist. You know, that stuff still matters. So I don't see Nick doing any better than he did this year. If all those other guys are still competing, I just don't see Nick doing any better than he did this year. I was behind the hype. I was like, oh, my God, he's going to come out here and he could win. But then I just seen him up there, and I was like, man, it ain't happening. So let me look up the actual placings, though. See if I can find, like, all the placings. Okay. Let's see. All right, so after Martin Fitzwater, it was Nick Walker, Brandon Curry, Tonio Burton, and then William Bonac in 9th, and Good Vito in 10th. So Nick did pull 6th place. You know, that kind of sucks for someone who said they were going to come out there and win the fucking show. But you just got to be more aesthetic, man. He's got to be, I don't know. I don't see him doing it with the legs like that and the waist like that. I just don't see it. So, good fight for him. Hey, man, really good Olympia. I'm not going to make this video go any longer than it needs to. Really good Olympia. I was happy with it. I want better from Sampson next year, but I'm happy with the Derek win. I think Derek looked amazing. I think he looked better than everybody else. So, that is my Olympia wrap-up, guys. I appreciate you watching. Leave a like, a comment, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all got gotta get some of that fucking tea, man.